Hello guys, I got the dog with me. This guy's Ozzy, aka Schnozzy, aka the Schnozmeister. I got him here for a little hike. He's very anxious to go, so I'll see y'all out there.
Um, all right, we'll be okay. I hope. So I wanted to talk about two things today. First is fear of failure, and two is the importance of network. So fear of failure for me, I believe, kills you in and out. It's I associate it almost with comfort. And to me, obviously, comfort and greatness can't coexist. So I want to tell you guys a story that I've had with fearing failure. So in high school, I used to play football, and I was pretty solid. I played cornerback, and I had some D3 and D2 offers, but I got accepted to Florida State. And it's either go to a D2 school and play football, or go to Florida State where I had bright futures. So the scholarships were around the same, and I ended up choosing Florida State. So I wanted to try out for the football team here, see if I could get redshirted or something like that. And I did some research. I went to some like Zoom calls where they tell you what's going on and what you have to do. And they were telling me, oh, you have to get this blood work done. And basically, long story short, not too much. It was just blood work and some paperwork, and that was it. I have a fear of needles, but not to the point where I'm like shitting myself. But I use that fear of needles almost as like an excuse to not try out, because if I don't try out, I can always be like, oh, maybe I would have made the football team. But if I do try out and fail, get cut, that's something I got to swallow, and that's a little more tough. So after having that way on my mind all of freshman year, finally at the end of sophomore year, I tried out for the football team, got my blood work done, got my paperwork done. They had like a little combine for us. We were running 40s, catching balls, and I didn't make the team. And I was upset, but I knew that I gave it all I had, and what are you gonna do about it? It's okay. It's not, it's a D1 football program. It's all good. This guy is a monster to hold on to. There's no stopping this guy. But now, like, removing myself from it a little bit, I'm almost, I don't want to say glad, because making it would have been amazing, and I would have got to play the sport that I grew up playing my whole life in college in front of 40,000 people in a stadium all cheering. It would have been great. But or I would have been sidelined and I wouldn't have played at all, which would have sucked, which would have made it even worse, because I would have had to wake up at 4 a.m., do these damn workouts, have basically no social life outside of football, and that would have been trash. But I play rugby here, and it's a blast. I got a bunch of guys that I play. We have like, I don't know, 50 kids on the team, and it's, I don't know, they're my family. It's a lot of fun, and I don't have to wait. It practices 3 times a week, games on Saturdays, 6 to 8, on during the weekdays. So it's out of my classes, and I still have time to focus on making videos for you guys, starting 2 companies. It's good, but I'm glad I took. It doesn't sound like a big risk, but I'm glad I put myself out there to be able to see if I had it. You're not always going to, and that's okay. All right, this guy's taking a dump, so the camera's going to be steady for 3 seconds. But here we are on this beautiful hike in North Florida. Hopefully we don't run into any bears, though. I would shit my pants. If you guys don't hike, I don't do it that often. I do it maybe like once a month with this guy. I would suggest going and finding somewhere. Anywhere you live, you can drive. If you live in a big city, you can drive 45 minutes out of the city, and you'll be able to find some nice trails. I do suggest it. It's a nice place to go and reflect and, kind of connect with everything around you. This is going to sound hippie, but it's when you go, in the middle of nowhere, you can kind of see how everything feeds off of each other in the world. Like every, I don't want to say energy, but the bugs are flying. The bugs aren't great, but everything else, you just see life blossoming, and it's, I don't know. You go back to the city and you see these fucking skyscrapers, and it's kind of a bummer. But going here and seeing these huge trees, look at this. I don't know. I can't get over that. Isn't it crazy how trees evolved to be like, all right, you know what? I don't really need this whole leg thing. I'm gonna just, and look at them. These things are fucking huge. But but if I hadn't gone to this, but if I hadn't gone to go try out, for the rest of my life, I would have been like, oh my god, I should have tried out. I could have I could have done this and that, and it would have been amazing. But now I know, it's, I have some closure, even though I did end up failing. I didn't make the team. It's better than not knowing. It's better than being in between victory and defeat, to just know. So having closure in defeat is better than being in between victory and defeat, not knowing, just always wondering. I read this quote and I forgot who it was from, but it went something like, fear kills risk aversion, and risk aversion, oh my god, that's a big wasp. Oh, risk aversion kills innovation. And if you're not innovating, you can apply that to anything. Innovating in your life, getting better, innovating in a business market. You have a grand new idea, but you're scared to take it. You don't know if it's gonna work. And you see, I don't know. I feel like in this world that we've created, everyone is made to look so fucking perfect and on top of their shit and have it all figured out. And it's hard to be comfortable with yourself, knowing you're like, I could be doing this better and this better. But I don't know, just know that these people that are posting on Instagram, it's a fucking highlight reel. It's not their real life. It's the image that they want to show you. That's all it is. And it's okay to to not be perfect. You don't have to be amazing all the fucking time. It's fine. As long as you're trying your best to to do to do what you want to do, and accomplish your goals and your dreams and whatever that may be. If you want to, I don't know, be the best painter in the world, go fucking crazy. You know? If you want to start a business at the age of 21, if you want to make $1 million, obviously you have to make a plan for that. You can't just be like, oh, I want to make $1 million. I mean, you can, but you probably won't. So, unless you get very lucky. So what I was getting, my thoughts are all over the place. But what I was getting at with that whole everybody showing their perfect selves is that I feel like it lessens people's chances of actually taking risks and getting what they want. Come on, because you're scared to fall flat on your face, and that's completely understandable. Nobody wants to fall flat on their face, but even if you do fall flat on your face, the amount you'll learn will just help you next time. You'll know exactly what doesn't work, and I'm sure you'll take into account things that did work. Okay, that's a snake. Come on. And falling flat on your face is part of life. Everybody does it. Nobody that's great hasn't not faced, shortcomings. Part of greatness is facing adversity. There can't be greatness without challenge, without risk. If there wasn't risk involved, there can be no greatness. It wouldn't make sense. Like, if everything came easy, it's not great. Anything worth achieving has a price, and you must be willing to pay it. So that's my spiel on taking risks and basically not being a little bitch. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but that's basically what it is. Just get right and go for it. Really, just lay it out on the line, and really don't half-ass it. Don't half-ass it, because then it's still almost like you can still almost be like, oh well, I didn't really try, right? in your head. You have some scapegoat. You don't want a scapegoat. You want to give it all you can and know for a fact what you learned, what can be done, and you never know. If you give it all you got, maybe you'll just succeed the hairiest goal you've ever had. But I wanted to get into networking and the importance of it. So I'm a pretty social guy. I like to think I talk a lot, but talk to a lot of people. I'm not an introvert. Hold on, give me a second. This guy's all tied up. I'm not an introvert. I'm comfortable talking to many people, no matter how intimidating they might be. They might be. Um, Business wise, I'm not saying like big and scary guys. Ozzy, relax, baby, relax. But so, for example, I run my hot dog stand that I run would be impossible without my network, or at least it would be a lot harder. It wouldn't be impossible, of course not, but it would be a lot harder. Every Thursday I set up outside of a bar that I know the owner's son. So he just hooks me up there. I know a lot of kids in frats, so anytime they have a big frat event, I go out there and make some good money. And I have competition in here, so it's not just being like, oh, I own a hot dog stand here now. It's like, oh, we can choose. There's two other companies we can choose from, or we can choose you. But since I know you, I'm going to choose you. It's kind of like nepotism, right? Except I think nepotism's family. I don't know. Y'all can fact check me on that, but I'm not sure. Also for Cabal, the company that we're starting right now, that we're trying to get 1 million in revenue by 2026, which is very exciting. That'd be amazing. Um, we knew the manufacturer actually through my dad, but so my dad used his network to get us a great price on samples, and we got the samples and we fell in love with them. Like, for me, the best, I know I'm biased, I really do, but for me, it was the best pump during a workout I've ever had. We got like 5 samples, and every time it was like S tier, just phenomenal. And I'm not saying that's part of Ozzy, relax, part of network, like the how good the samples were, but it is part of network that we got a great price on them, and we could see what we're getting into. And we got a manufacturer in Clearwater now who's going to start getting our products out soon. And I live in Clearwater, so it's great. It's right there, and yeah, it's very exciting. Those are the experiences I've had with networking. Also, I think as I get older, a lot of the kids that I talk to now will be successful, and I can always reach out to them. So he's trying to eat the birds that are 40 feet in the air. That'll be successful, and that'll be able to provide some value at some point that I need, and I can provide some value that they need. And yeah, I work out at Crunch, and I try to talk to people. I mean, I'm not interrupting people's workouts, but if I'm squatting next to somebody and we're both offset, I start up a little conversation, and he's like I was talking to 2 guys earlier, and it turns out they both have 30,000 followers on Instagram, which is great for me. I'm looking for affiliates to promote my brand, to promote Nathan and I's brand, and just sparking conversation in places that are even if you don't expect it. Just everyone you talk to, kind of expect that they have something that they can teach you, unless they're an absolute idiot. But still, try to give them the respect and attention, and they might surprise you. You never know. I don't know what's going on with this guy. I might have put a little crack in his in his water bowl before we came. Ozzy, ah, man, he's tying himself up. Can't control the beast. Come on, Ozzy. Yeah. So, side note, I started reading this book, Twilight of the Idols. I think that's what it's called. By Nietzsche, the philosopher, the German guy. Dude, what the fuck? I have no idea what's going on. This guy's just dissing Socrates. That's all I got. He's calling him a buffoon and a buffo. I don't even know what a buffo is, but no, it's a mess, man. I I wish I could get what he's saying. Um, I'm gonna have to read it with some commentary. I called Nathan. He goes, "Oh, you're raw dog and niche, huh?" And I'm like, I guess so. So next time I read it, I'm gonna try to get some commentary on. I'm gonna have to read it with my computer, and I'll let y'all know what I get out of it. I know he's a nihilist, so I know his philosophy is a little bit depressing, but that's fine. I like to I like to see everybody's mind and open my mind to different opinions and yeah.